I want to thank everyone for coming out or joining us online this morning for the 2025 to 2028 Transportation Improvement Program public meeting. This is the first of two public meetings that will be held today. Right now, this one is completely virtual. Later on this evening at 5:30, we'll be holding an in-house public meeting where we'll go over the same presentation, but we'll have some extra staff and as well as maps in the room for folks to ask questions and provide some comments for the upcoming Transportation Improvement Program. So first, some housekeeping. Translation services are available as needed. Please use the raise your hand tool to speak if you need translation during the meeting. For Spanish, we have Eric Romero on. For Mandarin Chinese, we have Hang Wang. And for Vietnamese, we have Hung Cao online. We also have American Sign Language interpreters available, Jen Marker and Adrian Baskins. You can pin the video for the ASL interpreter to keep that video in front of the display in Zoom. You just click on the three dots at the top right of the video, and then click the pin video option. Oh, sorry, there's the slide there. A little delay.
Buenos
But
días,
once
mi
again,
nombre
you can.
es. Buenos
Go
días,
ahead.
mi nombre es Eric Romero y voy a estar aquí proveyendo servicios de intérprete si son necesarios. Entonces, si es necesario que hagan alguna pregunta, nada más levanten la mano y dejen saber que necesiten el intérprete en español. Gracias.
Thanks, Eric.
My name is Heng Wang. I will be providing the translation service for Chinese in English. 我叫王恒，我可以提供中英文翻译的服务，谢谢。
Hi everyone, my name is Hương Cao with HCAC. Today I am in this meeting to provide the translation of Vietnamese. Xin chào, tôi là Hương Cao, làm việc ở HCAC. Hôm nay tôi dự cái meeting này để giúp đỡ quý vị cho những cái việc thông dịch Vietnamese. Cảm ơn. Thank you.
Thanks, Hung. All right. We will have an opportunity for public comments today. There's some instructions here that I'll bring back on later, but we'll ask that you limit your comments to three minutes each, and you can use the raise your hand feature during the meeting to navigate, and that will allow us to see you there. We can allow you to unmute, and then you can begin your comment. If you are using the call-in feature, please press *9 to raise your hand there, and we can unmute you from there. So first, I wanted to talk a little bit about what is HCAC. It's a regional forum where local governments in the 13-county region can cooperate and plan and strategize to create, foster cooperative action within the region. It was created by the state of Texas, and the functions are also defined by the state and the local governments that it serves. Some of the programs we have here at HCAC include our Area Agency on Aging, as well as our job training, workforce services program. We also have the Gulf Coast 911 District, as well as some cooperative purchasing opportunities through our HCAC Buy program, energy purchasing, and our Small Business Administration. One of the functions within HJC, the Transportation Department serves as the Metropolitan Planning Organization, is designated by the governor back in 1974. It includes 8 counties with over 7 million residents. It would include 2 Texas Department of Transportation districts. We serve over 120 local governments. And we house one of the largest ports in the Gulf Coast area. This map just shows some context between the Metropolitan Planning Organization counties and the additional Council of Government counties where HJC serves those. So the MPO counties includes Brazoria, Fort Bend County, Waller, Montgomery, Liberty, Chambers, Galveston, and Harris counties. One of the major functions of the Metropolitan Planning Organization is to develop a transportation improvement program. This is a 4-year program of transportation projects. Projects that require federal action are required to be listed in this document. This includes federal funding or any federal permits, and also projects that are regionally significant must be included in the Transportation Improvement Program when they're ready for implementation. And this serves as the implementation device for the long-range transportation plan. We call it in our region, it's called the Regional Transportation Plan, the 2045 RTP. You may hear us reference it that way. The Transportation Improvement Program must be financially constrained. So as federal funds come into the region for allocation or allocated to the region, the TPC selects projects through that, and those funds must be constrained. Our project list must be constrained to the federal funds available. The Transportation Improvement Program is multimodal. It includes projects that range from roadway and traffic type projects to bicycle pedestrian projects, transit programs and projects, as well as some of our air quality programs and projects there. It is multi-jurisdictional. We have some projects that span multiple jurisdictions, that's multiple cities, or from one county into another. So this they're also included and referenced in the Transportation Improvement Program. So what is the purpose of the TIP? It states our commitment to the public as well as to the feds, the federal government, on our expected funding allocations and projects that are programmed to those funding allocations. It reflects our regional priorities. We also go out and solicit public comment and notice, which is what we're doing here today. It also gives the locals and the public an opportunity, our ability to say yes or no or not now on projects. And it briefly describes project activities, including the scope of work, the project costs, and some of the activities are listed here. So you may have projects listed in the Transportation Improvement Program for preliminary engineering or environmental work, all the way through right-of-way acquisition and onto construction. The TIP sits in the first 4 years of the Regional Transportation Plan. This graphic just helps to illustrate how projects flow through from the Regional Transportation Plan, which is looking 20 plus years out. And then as the projects get closer in, they get more defined through the HJC 10-year plan, which aligns with TxDOT's Unified Transportation Program. And as they get really close to implementation and ready for construction or ready for the program to start, they're listed in the 4-year TIP. And the next one here will span from the years 2025 to 2028. So some of the things you'll see listed in the 2025 to 2028 draft tip, it includes funded projects that carry over from the 2023 tip, the current tip that we're in now, as well as the 10-year, the HGAC 10-year plan. These projects were selected. Some were selected as far back as 2013, which was one of the years for the calls for projects. We later had one in 2015. So some of those projects are still working their way towards implementation. And then the last major call for projects was back in 2018. We called it 2018, but those projects were actually selected in March of 2019. And just this past December, the Transportation Policy Council approved what we call our carryover spend down projects. This was about $330 million worth of investment in the region to help spend down some carryover balances for projects, for previous carryover balances from projects that had been moved out of previous years. We also, the TPC also approved the Regional Goods Movement project. These are projects that help freight movement and freight safety within the region. Those were approved back in December 2023 as well. So those projects you'll see come into the 2025 to 2028 Transportation Improvement Program. You'll also see any proposed cost increases and any new projects that are listed in the tip. And we'll talk a little bit about performance measures on the next slide as well. So this graphic is to help illustrate how our vision and goals help to us to achieve our desired outcomes. So our vision is a safe, resilient, equitable, and reliable multimodal transportation system that contributes to a livable region. And to do that, we have 5 goals that we've set here. We want to improve safety, achieve and maintain a state of good repair, move people and goods reliably and efficiently, strengthen our regional economic competitiveness, as well as conserve and protect natural and cultural resources. And to do that, to achieve those goals, some of the desired outcomes are listed here. For instance, in our safety, we want 0 roadway fatalities by 2050. We want to make sure our roads, bridges, and transit facilities are in good condition. We want reliable commuting options and incident response times, reliable freight movement, as well as we want to minimize the impacts to the natural environment. So these projects, as they flow through the regional transportation plan and on through the TIP, help us to work towards achieving those desired outcomes. So here's a summary. Sorry, it's cut off there, but here's a summary of our programming in the TIP. We have about $6.8 billion in federal funds moving through the TIP this cycle. State funds, we have about $8 billion in state funds and $3.9 billion in local funding that's moving through the 2025 to 2028 TIP. Total programming is just a little over $18.7 billion in transportation investments to the region. That's also coupled with transportation development credits. These are credits that can be used in lieu of a local match, and that's about $32.2 million in transportation development credits. On the right here, you'll see a map showing the distribution of projects as they flow from 2025 to 2028 of the TIP. I want to also show you all the interactive map that we have set up for you, and we'll drop that link in the chat for you all to see. But first, I want to show you all the interactive map here. You all can still see that, right?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so we'll drop the link in the chat here for folks. But this is the interactive map. If you click on as you see on the left, on the left here, you'll see the legend here. You can toggle through these attributes over to the left. On the right, you have the map. You can zoom in and zoom out to where you need to. The identifiers listed on the project will help you if you're referencing a project in the comment. If you want to give us that MPO ID number there, that'll help us out. But if you click on a project, you'll see all of the information we have listed in the PDF that's available online as well. It includes the project location, as well as the fiscal year we're planning to program the project. That's the fiscal year we anticipate the project to start, the project limits, description, total project costs, as well as the phase of work that's being funded in the transportation improvement program. You'll also see any notes here, tip development update notes here from staff. If you have any questions on that, please feel free to drop us a note or a comment in the through the comment process, or if you have any questions today, we'll be happy to answer any of those questions. But I wanted to highlight that this map is available, because I know it's hard to see on the slide there, but this map is available, and we'll drop that link. If someone could help me drop that link in the chat before the end of the meeting, so folks can ask any questions. All right. So just some of the major projects that we're seeing, because this is one of the larger tips at 18.7 billion. But the North Houston Highway Improvement Program, as that begins to come online for construction, it's a high dollar project, so that's a lot of the funding there that you see is for that North Houston Highway Improvement Program. We also have the reconstruction and widening of the I-10 East San Jacinto Bridge project, the reconstruction of the I-10 West main lanes and HOV lanes in Harris County, the construction of Grand Parkway, State Highway 99, Segment B, down here in Brazoria and Galveston counties. We also have the construction of the direct connectors, State Highway 610 South at State Highway 35. So there's quite a few large projects that are coming through the region through this next tip cycle. And this is just a list of some of the major projects that are coming through, which kind of attribute to that large large dollar amount that we're seeing this tip go around. This is just a breakout by investment by mode. As you can see, with some of those major projects, they're largely roadway projects. So that's pushing up that roadway percentage up to 86%. We also have our transit program in the gray there at about 12%, at about 3.3 billion in funding this tip, and then at about 220 million in bicycle and pedestrian improvements in the region flowing through the tip at this time. So the materials are available at the link you'll see there. The April 24th deadline is when we need to receive any public comments. You can email the public comments at h-gac.com. And if you want to submit comments in writing, you can mail them to the address listed on the screen. So I guess now we want to open it up for any public comments, and I'll bring the interactive map back on the screen. So if folks have any questions, were we able to get the link out to folks?
Yes, we were.
All right,
It's
awesome.
in the chat.
Awesome. So in the chat, you should have the link to the interactive map, and I'm going to bring it back on the screen. But once again, the instructions listed on the screen for public comments, if you can please limit those to 3 minutes each. Use the raise your hand feature in Zoom, and that will trigger staff to queue you up for a question. If you're using a toll-free number, *9 to raise your hand, and we can unmute you to speak from there. And I'll pull over the, and also we still have our ASL as well as our translators on the call or on the Zoom call if you have any or need any translation assistance. Let me pull up the.
Okay, Adam, at this point, I don't see any hands raised.
Okay. We'll give folks a minute. Maybe they're just looking at the link.
Okay. Now we do have a question from Tracy Barris. And Tracy, you're on.
Yes, I was just wondering if the current plans that you guys have that you're showing here, if I know you said that there's a link to this, is all of this like present on your website?
Yes, it is on our website. We should have in the chat. You should have a link. If not, we can make sure we put that in the chat to the interactive map. Let me move this out of the way. You can also, if you just go to h-gac.com, you can search 2025 to 2028, and it'll bring you there to the information. And we also have the direct link here on the screen. Oh, sorry. Here on the screen as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have B. Levy.
Yes, good morning. My question on the map that you showed, I think the number is 18176. It doesn't say exactly what it is, and I'm not able to find it right yet. Can you tell me what that number represents? Is that the Metro Silver Line for Richmond?
All right. I'm sorry, you said it was 18176?
Yes. Yeah, that one there. What is that?
This is the University Line corridor.
Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
That's the one that goes from close to 610 down Richmond, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in this plan and the presentation that you're making, is there will the input that you're going to get from the public, will that be directed to Metro, or is this whole project something that can potentially change through what you're doing right now, or does it?
So we will take What we are looking at is, of course, the timing and how it aligns with our regional transportation plan. We will take the comments back to the project sponsor, who is Metro, and we also will take those comments back to our policy board, the regional, the Transportation Policy Council, as well. And depending on the comment, it may spark discussion, which could, if needed, move the project in terms of timing of the tip, or facilitate some sort of discussion on the description and all of that. So your comments will generate some more investigation or some more research, what have you, into it, and we send that over to the project sponsor as well as our policy board as well.
Okay, very good. That was my question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Adam, I don't see any other questions at this point. Oh, wait a minute. We have another hand raised. We have a question from R. Massey.
Yes, this is Rachel Massey. I just want to make sure that that interactive map link can be posted in the chat. I don't see it.
You don't see it? Okay. Let me see.
It looks like panel list, we can see that, but if the attendees list, they cannot see them.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Hang. All right. We'll see if we can get that moved over into the attendees chat. While we're working on that, can we go to the next question? I see another hand up.
Yes, go ahead, V. Marvin.
Hi, this is Valerie. Just wanted to ask of when the TPC is expected to adopt the 2025 tip.
So we're taking it for information this month, and then we'll be back next month in May for an anticipated action. Any other?
Don't see any other hands raised at this moment.
All right. Were we able to figure out how to post in the other chat? Let me see if I can.
Let's see here. See, I'll work on, see if I can do that here.
All right. Any other questions while we're working on getting that? I can pull up the map here.
Okay, I just posted it. Hopefully everybody can see that link now.
Yeah, that link should take you to the main page where you'll see the PDF of the projects list, and then there should be a link to the interactive map there as well. Excuse me. Looks like we have another question.
Good morning. This is Barbara Kozloff.
Good morning.
Okay, I didn't know what the proper protocol is. I just have a quick question. I haven't studied the list, so I just want to know if there was a project submitted by an agency to be, it's already in the RTP and it was submitted to be in the tip and it doesn't seem to be on the list. Is there a way to make a change before May to get that project included on the list, or is there a possibility to understand why it didn't make the list?
So I guess, is the project funded, TPC funded already, would be the question. If it's TPC funded, then yes, we need to make sure it's in the list. If it's locally funded and regionally significant, then we also probably need to take a look at it and make sure it's on the list. So Barbara, if you want to reach out and we can talk about
okay, because
the project.
it's two. It's not TPC funded, it is locally funded, but does have
Okay.
regional significance and it ties into other projects, so it's interconnected.
Okay. So yeah, that's definitely something we want to hear about. If you can reach out or if you submit the comment and we can reach out
Okay.
that way, either way, so we can get that information.
Okay, all right, that's what we'll work on that and let you know what we're thinking and what we've got and send it to you, and then we can get feedback.
Sure. The only other caveat is if it's a project where it may trigger, it's kind of a conformity type project. Those we'll need to hold off. But once we get that information from you, we can work that out.
The only problem I can see is the cost estimate has changed, so that would affect the RTP and the tip.
Sure. All right. Yeah. Reach out, Barbara. We can talk about it.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
I do lower hand.
All right. Hopefully you all have the link to the interactive map and you can see the projects there. Are there any other questions? We'll hang around. There's no more presentation, but if you all have any questions, we'll hang around for a while.
We do have a question from Lonnie. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Yes, this presentation is not currently on at the link that you provided. This presentation after tonight's meeting, I assume, will be on the website.
Yes, it's not loaded just yet. We'll post it. I would say by tomorrow it should be posted online. We're also recording, so we'll try to get that posted by tomorrow if we can as well.
We also have a question from Caesar Garcia. Go ahead, Caesar.
Yes, how you doing? Pardon the background noise. Is it too late to submit projects to be accepted on here? I noticed that there's quite a few areas underrepresented in our Galveston County area. We have a few projects we would like to submit for consideration.
Are these locally funded projects?
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess if you could send us those, and we can take a look at them. If they're of regional significance, then we want to include them. If they're not regionally significant, then we don't need to include those. And then, just as I mentioned to Barbara earlier, if it's a project that will trigger a conformity, air quality conformity concern, then we'll have to wait on those to the next conformity update. But if you can reach out to me or to HJC staff, we can take a look at your list and see if it's something we need to include.